Hello, welcome to this week's Source Snack Break. I'm Brittany McLean. I'm the Director of Membership at Source. Today is Wednesday, August 4th, 2021. It is also National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, which is perfect for today's snack break theme. Personally, I'm a little more of a chips and salsa versus cookie fan, but it is an important holiday nonetheless to celebrate. If you guys want, just so you know, you've been muted automatically and you'll see a chat on the right hand of your screen. You're welcome to jump in, say hello, let us know where you're joining in from, maybe what your favorite snack is or favorite cookie. And we'll also be using that chat to answer any of your questions. So please, as we're going through the presentation today, use that chat box to ask questions, and then I will read them out to Karen, and we'll do our best to answer them as we go along the presentation. But we'll also save a few minutes for questions at the end. So if we don't get to it right away, don't worry, we'll follow up. And yeah, it's great to have you here. I'm joined by Karen Gilroy from Interface. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you.
Karen, do you have a go-to snack? I have to ask.
Oh my gosh, it's everything. I'm just a junk food. I love sweets, anything sweet. Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know it was National Cookie Day. I better go get some of those when we're done.
Yes, chocolate chip cookies specifically. So perfect. Well, Karen, if you could just start off by telling us a little bit about your background, how long you've been with Interface, and then we can really jump into the conversation.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Karen Gilroy, and I've been in Portland my entire career, started in furniture, and I've been with Interface for 18 years. So I've been around for a long time, and I think probably who's ever on the call, I will probably know most of you. So.
Perfect. Great. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you. So what are you going to be telling us about today, Karen? I'll let you jump right in.
Well, just a refresh, most of you probably know what our new sustainable mission is, just to capture more carbon, sequester more carbon, make carbon negative products. We have new backings and they've been in the works for 5 years. And probably the last snack chat I had right before we shut down in 2020, one of our sustainability people, Lisa Conway, was on the line to introduce these new backings to you all. So this will be important as we move forward in the specification process, because I always say that carpet, I always love to start with the backing first, because one, that's going to give you the best performance. If you've got a great backing, your carpet's going to perform perfectly. And then also sustainability, what's in there. So just a quick overview on that. And then I have a lot of new products, just pictures to show you guys. We have launched so many products, I can't even count them in the last 18 months. So there's a ton, and everything is on the website. We have not cataloged all the products yet. They've come out so quickly that we may or may not, we're just seeing how it goes, put them all in catalogs. So the website is really going to be your best go-to, or call me. I'm around all the time. Happy to help.
Perfect.
So just quickly, our new backings, we've always had in the past glass back and glass back RE. We've also had a moisture guard backing, a cushion back, but those have kind of been our go-to backings. So now what you're going to get is Sequest GB, which is basically glass back RE, the recycled glass back. So it's all recycled, clean stream, phthalate-free vinyl. And that is because at Interface, we always keep everything in a closed loop circle so that we can always return something. If it's carpet, it's going to get turned right back into carpet. We never want anything going into the landfill. So we have the Sequest GB, that's going to be our standard backing. And then the Sequest Bio, which is a bio-based backing. So those are really your two backings. Sequest Bio X is available, and it's only available on a couple products, because what that really does, it's specific to the face weight and the certain type of yarn that we're using. So right now, I think there's 4 products that are available on the Sequest Bio X backing. We are introducing more, but those products are going to be typically almost like a flat weave. So that's kind of where we are right now. And our whole goal is to be carbon negative. And when I started in 2018, we were we had a program called Cool Carpets. We've always been we've always had climate neutral carpet, but now we're going beyond that. So we want to take back carbon. So here's kind of just without going into it. So we started in 2016, and I remember NeoCon 2016 trying to wrap my head about how do you make a carbon negative backing? And we didn't have a sample of it. It was just all pie in the sky talk. In Europe, the samples were already made, already on the floor. So we started in Europe because we had the equipment there first to do it. So now, really 6 years later, because 2020 is when it actually launched, and it is in production. It's been in production all year. So we've had a lot of orders with that Sequest bio backing. And this is just a picture, it's just to remind me to mention customers like Microsoft. This is their new campus that they're building. And probably 4 or 5 years ago, when they started looking at this campus, they wanted to build a net zero. All these buildings have to be net zero. And so for any building material on the in the whole campus, they pulled EPDs, and so they were trying to choose the products with the lowest embodied carbon footprint. So really exciting. And through this, and Gensler and Skanska, that EC3 tool came out. And if you guys want to know anything more about that, I will be happy to share that with you offline. But basically what it is, it's a system that pulls EPDs from any building material that you're using in a building. So flooring, carpet in specific, is really petroleum intensive, and it does have a huge carbon footprint. So that is a way to really get embodied carbon on projects lower. So what they did was they looked at all carpet manufacturers that they were interested in working with. And some of their goals were they wanted low embodied carbon, they wanted PVC free, and they wanted low moisture, or they wanted high moisture emitting products that you could, I'm not saying that right. Basically, they wanted not to have to do moisture tests on the floor. So they wanted a back that could really absorb a lot of moisture and still be warranted. So those things, and then of course cost. So all those things were weighed, and then Interface came in as the low cost, lowest embodied carbon of all the products. And that is with our Sequest bio-based backing.
That's amazing.
So that was super exciting. Here's just a sandwich layer of the way the backing's constructed.
That is so cool.
And then, so I think that right now, what happens is at Interface, we always get started talking about sustainability. We're the first ones to come up with recycling. So we are always the leader in sustainability. And then we started talking about carbon neutral carpets and carbon negative carpets 5 years ago. And so now it's a big buzzword. I think you guys have all probably heard from just any manufacturer that we talk to that you want net zero products. So anyway, this is a really cool chart. I've had this chart forever and a day, but I love it because it really shows you what the whole life cycle is of the product. So this is the entire embodied carbon of a whole product, of a product. So the biggest percentage, if you look at this graph, is the extraction of the raw materials. Yeah. So what we have to do is we have to measure all of our vendors, where they're getting their products from, what that embodied carbon content is. So it's just a big, huge picture. But then transportation, which doesn't seem to be that big of a deal, actually manufacturing, transportation, and then you see the product maintenance, 33% of that is just the maintenance that we have to buy offsets for, only that portion, because we don't have any control over that. So that's the only part right now that we are having to buy carbon offsets for to make that carbon neutral. But it's really cradle to gate. It is the extraction of the raw materials, all the usage, and then transportation back to the mill and being turned back into carpet. So that's what our life cycle looks like that we measure embodied carbon on. And so if you guys are curious and want to kind of see how everyone else is doing it, you can ask for something like this. And I'm sure everybody has this type of information. And I think everyone measures a little bit differently, but this has always been our process.
Perfect. That's great. And I had the exact question that you answered about, if you guys are buying carbon credits or, which part of it. So thank you for explaining that. That's
Okay,
cool.
sure. And some things, this is also what people have asked me in the past, what do you do? How do you buy carbon offsets? What happens where does that go? So the big one is planting trees. And the second big one is just providing clean energy to third world countries, because these third world countries, you guys, are using propane to cook their food and heat their homes or whatever. And that is just dirty energy. It's not good for anybody. So we're providing a third party the funds and credits to be able to go into all these communities and give them clean power. So I think it's just a win-win. It's a really cool thing.
Awesome.
So this chart here is embodied carbon footprint for all the different, not every manufacturer, but the ones that we actually measured. And we got this by pulling EPDs. So you guys can do this if you have the EC3 tool, which is free to use. Your spec writers probably have that by now, but it shows you what the embodied carbon is for nylon type and backing on everything. So I don't know. I've been doing my job for so long, I never talk about these things, but what really sets us apart is our innovation. I think that we are always the first to come out with, oh my gosh, a glue-free installation, mergeable dialots. I could just go on and on, tons and tons of things. First one definitely to come up with a carbon negative backing. So that I think is just the biggest thing, innovation. And then our fiber that we use. So we do not extrude any of our fiber. We purchase from fiber extruders. And so we buy premium nylons. So what that's going to give you is just a better appearance retention in the products. Our LVT has a Ceramore finish on it. So it's a ceramic bead coat finish. It's 22 mil wear layer on both of our constructions. And then I talked about mergeable dialots. So this little symbol that you see there, I2, it's printed on books. That means that the products have mergeable dialots. They're not dialot dependent. Every tile is a little bit different from the next. They're great for really facilities that have a lot of churn or really don't want to maintain their carpet very well because it hides a lot of sins.
It's good to have that option for sure.
Yeah, and then carbon neutral floors, or now carbon negative floors. Our first collection, now I'm going to get into products, so feel free, you guys, to type out any questions as I go. Embodied Beauty, you guys may have seen this product. I think I've presented it all around town already, but this was our first product that we launched to celebrate the new backings. And so you'll notice here that there's three products that are carbon negative. And if I were to show you those samples, you were to feel them, you would know they have a really low face weight to them. So they're almost, like I say, like a micro tuft. And that's what gives them the minus carbon. So those are Embodied Beauty. These are just some more shots of the product. And then this is the color palette. And there is a book for Embodied Beauty. I'll say that as I go because not everything has a book.
Oh, I love this one.
So this is also part of Embodied Beauty. This product was launched well before books came out. And then just another palette. It's just a really beautiful, subtle colors in the collection. And here we're showing an inset of carpet, and around the perimeter is our LVT, our 4.5 millimeter thick LVT.
We have a question, actually, if you don't mind me jumping in here. Bobby wants to know if you could talk a little bit about if there's a cost difference for going green. What is the percentage of interface products that you would say kind of fall under that sustainable or green practice? And is there, again, like a premium that the consumer is paying for products?
So right now, all of our products have a really great sustainable product or story to them. And this is what question I get asked all the time. And this is really kind of hard to wrap your head around too, because that Sequest GB, which is the recycled vinyl, has so much recycled content in it, very, very, very little virgin material. It owns only a portion of the nylon. The backing is 100% recycled. That has a lower embodied carbon than the Sequest Bio or Sequest Bio X. Just because the Bio is new, so that does not have recycled carpet in it. It has recycled content, but not carpet in there because it's new on the market. Same with the Bio X. So as far as upcharges, right now the products come standard with the Bio X specific products, and those are already costed in. And there's really no difference in pricing on any of the backings. It's just going to be whatever your preference is for backings.
And is there a difference in warranties between the different backings?
No difference. No, everything, all of our products have a 15-year non-prorated. So non-prorated is the key word. They're warranty. So everything's warranted the same.
Perfect. Thanks. And Bobby, let us know if that answered your question or if it didn't, and we can definitely follow up on that or have Karen reach out after the presentation with more info.
Perfect. One of the cool things that Microsoft said when they were working on planning of this campus was they said that to do the right thing by building these net zero buildings, that they were recognized by their peer companies. They also were able to get more funding for things because everyone looks at green companies and green chemistry, and you just have so much more available to you as far as assets and respect. And so I thought that was a really cool thing.
And ultimately, if you're going to be working in that environment, to me, as like somebody who would come to work for a company, like knowing that the building I'm going to be sitting in and working in is, you know, healthier than maybe their competitors, I think there's an advantage there too, that they can hopefully use that to also help recruit and maintain talent, which is obviously what everybody wants to do now.
I know. Oh my gosh, it's true everywhere. Okay, here's some things that aren't going to be cataloged. And I do have all these palettes. I don't even think you're going to find them online. So if you guys need anything special, or if you're starting a project, just call me, send me your inspiration boards, and I'm going to throw a bunch of products at you that I think you will like for your project. But these are some things that our designers worked on. Some of them, these all kind of tie in with the Embody Beauty collection, that color palette. But just showing you, these are all available, standard products. Some of them we have available in the sample center. Others, I have to make you custom samples to send to you to look at. So it might take, you know, 2 or 3 days to get the sample. But the palettes in here are so cool. And the product in the middle here, this is Composure and Composure Edge.
Beautiful.
And look at that. And then I'll mention, as we're kind of going through this, our custom color program is 100-yard minimum to custom color anything. And there's no upcharge to do that. So that's pretty cool. If you wanted a different color accent, you just need 100 yards. It doesn't increase price or lead time. So here's the palette for Composure. Just some really beautiful different colors. This is another streaming collection that's been really popular. There's 3 patterns in this. So you have source material here, which I always say, when you're looking at our any of our product collections, we always start with what we will say is like going to be your field carpet. It is the lowest cost product in that collection. This product here is under $20 a yard. There's skinny planks. It comes in 4 neutral grays. Each one of those grays tie in with all of the other colors that you can use as accents. So this is bit right there, and then upload.
Pretty.
So this has got some great colors in that book. So if you have a project that you want neutral floors, but you want some pops of color, take a look at this. It's a great, well-priced product. And we even are offering some of these on Quick Ship now, which is super.
That's great. Karen, we're getting a little close on time. So if anybody has to jump off right away, I just want to give them one more chance to ask any questions. Okay. So if you have anything else for Karen. Otherwise, if you want to show us, if you have a few more things to show us,
I'm going to put through this really quick.
Yes, please.
Open Air, the books finally came out. This is a $14 a yard product.
Oh, nice.
Lead time normally is 3 weeks. Now it's 4 because we're having issues like everybody else. So you're going to get 9 neutral colors, and there's 22 patterns now in the collection. So this is a great book. Fast turnaround, inexpensive, great tar rating, great performance.
And this is Open Air, you said?
Open Air, and okay. I sent the book to Sourced. But it's a combination of squares and planks, and this has been another huge success.
I love it.
So just an idea. And then what is new with this collection is, I'm buzzing through these really quick. I'm out of time, I know. But so a lot of these patterns were kind of created by the Floor patterns. And if you guys are familiar with Floor products that we have, just a high-end, really fun commercial, I'm going to say resumercial products, but where you have a $14 a yard product, and then here's Floor, which is probably $75 a yard. So like I say, 80% of the field carpet, 20% of the eye candy. Same with this one. This is Open Air, that's Floor.
Wow.
So you'll see these pictures. So the light is Open Air, the dark is Floor.
Oh, that's so nice. I love the way that.
So quickly. And I have this deck, you have it up on the site so people can go back in later. Okay, the rust is Floor. The outside is the $14 a yard product.
So smart.
This is what's new, not cataloged. You'll find it on the website, but they're Open Air transitions.
Oh, I love this. This is great. And
so if you want some color, the transitions are $18 a yard, not $14.
Oh,
it's only different, but still very affordable, super cool. And our great concept design team can help you guys lay out all these carpets in your floor plans. So we just need a marked up PDF and your CAD files, and we'll lay it out. It takes them about 4 days to do the whole job. Cool. Chelsea Estate is a brand new high-end collection that we came out with. It's a combination of, these are actually all squares, but really highly textural, sophisticated neutrals.
Those are so pretty.
And there is a book on this.
We're seeing a lot more texture, I feel like lately. It's really fun to see that.
Yeah, texture is just really great to see. So obviously there's a lot of slides in here, and I'm not going to get a chance to go through all of them, but if anybody has any questions before you jump off.
Yeah, I don't see any that have come in, but we can also follow up if you guys want to look at this deck again. These pictures are beautiful, and we kind of, there's lots to catch up on. You guys have been coming up with so many new things, so we can make sure that you can. Karen's contact information, actually, when this closes out, you'll be taken to Interface's page on Source, and you'll have Karen's contact information. And yeah, we really thank you so much for joining us, Karen. And
all of this is on the site, so just go, you can click through it when you have time and look at all the new products.
That's wonderful, and we really appreciate you joining us for the snack break. I hope you get those chocolate chip cookies this afternoon, and we will be back next week at the same time for another Source snack break. So thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope you have a good rest of your afternoon.
Okay.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
Bye.